Recently in my fashion journey, I've really been obsessed with different textures and patterns and how to use them within outfits. As I've grown in my fashion journey, what I started latching onto first was silhouettes, and I feel like recently I've really gotten down what works for me and what doesn't, but I really haven't played with textures that much. My closet is mostly more muted colors. There's a lot of blacks, a lot of grays, navy blues. A really big thing that stuck out and caught my eye recently is texture. Kind of like the jacket I'm wearing right now, it's made of this really rich wool, and you can see there's a bunch of different fibers like the white, the grays, and the blacks. And I just find it really interesting how rough it is. A recent clothing pickup that I think really is emblematic of what I want to see in textures in my closet going forward is these K2 knot derbies I got recently. They have this really cool oiled suede on them with a knot. It's really loose strands, as well as this lacing system that adds a lot of texture and movement to the sneaker, since it has its frayed edges. And something I think is more impressive than super flashy outfits is relying on textures within muted tones to differentiate pieces from one another, rather than just using color or a different glossy finish. Now, my biggest issue with this is that there's not a lot of new brands that I can find that are relatively affordable making pieces like this, and then when you go on reselling sites such as Grailed, these pieces are either super archival designers or just made for different body types that don't really fit me. However, there is this one brand that's piqued my interest. I believe it's called Kinza. It's a very small brand. In fact, I think they only sell on Etsy or commission, and they have these really interesting linen pieces that just have so much texture. On top of that, the dyeing technique they used is super uneven, so it just creates a lot of interest in their looks. So going forward in my closet, I tend to buy pieces that reflect this instead of going purely based off a silhouette. And maybe within this journey, I'll find a texture I really like, and it's a silhouette I'm not really comfortable with, but I might give it a try. But let me know, is there any brands or pieces that you've really been liking that have interesting textures?